Welcome back, epic artists. This Saturday we're going to be making paper chameleon sculptures. And we're going to put cuts in the back so that they can move. If you don't want to make a chameleon, you can modify this. I also made a little shark. And a fish, any kind of amphibian or reptile will probably work fine for this. Okay, for your supplies today, you're going to need 2 pieces of paper the same color. One will be for the body, we'll use the whole sheet of paper. One will cut down to a little square to use for the head. You'll also need some white if you want to collage on the eyes. And then whatever color you're going to do for your details. So like the tongue, and then you can see I added some triangles on mine if you wanted to add some kind of details like that. So an additional 3rd color that you would want to add those things with. For other supplies besides paper, I would definitely get some tape. Some of the parts of assembling this are kind of tricky. You can see I taped his head on. And you're gonna need glue if you would wanna glue some of these pieces down, like the legs, and then marker to color in the eyes, and of course scissors to cut your paper down. Okay, let's get started building these awesome chameleon sculptures. Okay, I have all my supplies. My 2 papers of the same color to get started, my glue, pencil to draw, Sharpie, scissors, and tape. So let's get started making his or her body first. And what you're gonna do is take your paper, and I want you to put it long ways up and down. And then we're gonna fold it in half hot dog style. So hot dog style means long and skinny. So I'm gonna fold it in half, tall and skinny. And next what I need to do is create a triangle going from the top right corner all the way to the bottom left. So I'm gonna go ahead and draw that for you guys. You don't have to draw it, but this way you guys can kind of see what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna start from one corner and create a triangle going all the way down to this bottom corner. Okay, I'm gonna cut that line I just made. And then open it up, and you should have a big triangle. Okay, so this is gonna be the start of his body. The next thing I'm gonna do is fold, and I'm just doing this so you guys can see the middle. I'm gonna fold each end into that middle line. So I'm gonna take one side and fold it all the way to that middle line. And then take the other side and fold it to the middle line. Okay, so it should kind of look like a paper airplane. And when you open it, you should be able to see those lines where we just folded. Okay, next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fold it back on that center line, the first one I folded. And I'm going to cut now to make the bendy back. So see how I cut slats there to make it the back bend? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start at the top where the fold is. So your fold should be at the very top. And I'm gonna draw lines going down a little bit past the line we just folded. I'm not gonna go all the way down because I wanna leave a little space for the tail. Okay, I'm gonna cut these lines. Make sure you're going a hair past the fold, otherwise it won't bend properly. Okay, so if you did this right, you should open it up and still have a triangle. You should just have spaces now. Okay, so this is gonna be its body. I'm going to put the slats at on the surface on the table, and we're gonna fold these together and attach them to make a flat base for the body. So I'm gonna show you it makes like a triangular prism. And then you can go ahead and tape or glue this shut. So I'm just gonna go ahead and tape it quickly for the video. If you wanna glue it, go right ahead. So now you should have the body built. Okay, we're gonna set this aside for now and start working on the feet. So I'm actually gonna use the scraps we cut off earlier to make the feet. And you guys know how I love to fold my paper so that I only have to make one cut. So I'm gonna put both ends together and I'm gonna fold that on top so that when I cut this, I will have 4 matching feet. So to draw the leg, I kind of put a bend, like a little elbow. And then since he's a chameleon, I'm going to add 3 big toes. You could also just put a circle on the end if you want. Okay, I'm gonna cut this out. If you also wanna just make 1 and then trace it and cut out 3 more, that's fine too. Okay, so I'm gonna take out my 4 legs and then attach these to the bottom. Okay, once your legs are attached, we're gonna start working on the head. So I'm gonna scoot this out of the way. Go ahead and grab your other paper and we're actually gonna cut out just a really small 2 matching squares for the head. So what I did is I kind of folded it into quarters, which is 4. So I'm actually gonna cut out 2 of the squares. So here I'm cutting them apart. Okay, so I went from this to 2 loose ones. And I'm actually gonna cut these down even smaller. So do you remember when we had to make squares from rectangles in the past? We would take a triangle and fold it over. So I'm gonna take the bottom left corner and I'm gonna fold it up to meet the top right. Go ahead and crease that because we're gonna be making an X crease in this anyway. I'm gonna trace along the side and then cut off this extra little bit so that I have a square. Okay, we already have the first fold we did to make the squares. And I'm just gonna do that so you can see it. And I'm gonna fold it the opposite direction to make an X. Okay, on these, we are gonna just cut 1 line. So I'm gonna go from the center of the X and cut 1 line. So I'm gonna mark this to show it to you. Just 1 corner. Go all the way down to the center X. So you should have a normal one with just 1 cut. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna slide this over on itself. So I'm gonna take one of the loose triangles and I'm gonna put it on top of the other loose one, making a triangle. Okay, so I'm gonna do that again in slow motion. You're gonna take the right side loose one, we're gonna pick it up, pull it over on top, and down on top of the other side. Okay, this one you can glue just to make it go faster. I'm gonna tape it. Okay, so you should have a little, looks almost like a pyramid. And we're gonna do that again with the other one. So I'm gonna take the right side, I'm gonna pick it up towards me, pull it over to the left, and then down, making another pyramid. Okay, so you should have 2 pyramids, and we're gonna put them both down like pyramids. line up 2 flat sides, and then we're gonna tape these together. This is gonna be how the mouth opens. So here, if I spread this out, can you see how those were once both the 2 pyramids? And then I taped them together to make the opening and closing mouth. So I'm gonna put a piece of tape and attach these together. I'm gonna just hang it halfway on the first one, and then take the second one and just go ahead and attach them together. Okay, now you have a mouth. It almost looks like Kermit, doesn't it? Okay, we're gonna attach the head onto the body. And I've read where it said you could fold up these little extra pieces. I didn't have that much extra. So what I did is I kind of attached mine with tape. So I am gonna take those little extras, kind of fold them up, and I'm gonna set a piece of tape behind them and then tape my head to that. Now if it's laying flat, that works out fine. When you pick it up though, it makes his head kind of flop off. So that's where I took another piece of tape and bridged like that. I'm sure you guys can come up with a more creative way to attach this. On my shark, I tried making like a piece of paper to attach. You guys will figure out a way. So go ahead and get his head on there. And now you have your sculpture complete. You just have to add the details. So for the eyes, I'm gonna fold my white paper in half, draw a circle, cut it out while it's folded so that I can get 2 matching eyes. And then the last thing I need to add is my details. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut out a little tongue to add inside. I have some red paper sitting here. So just cut a long vertical triangle, and then I'm just gonna cut out a smaller triangle to give him like that little fork tongue. And I'm gonna take this inside and just tape or glue it to the inside of the mouth. Okay, so now you can add some details to him if you want. Remember, if you want to modify to make a shark, all you have to do is add fins instead of legs, and then I added some teeth, and then just put a red triangle inside the mouth. But you guys can really come up with anything you want for these sculptures. All right, happy paper sculpting, everyone. And remember, send us a picture if you want to show us what you're working on. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.